Happy Sunday night, Surgeaholics. Welcome to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is. It's Memorial Day weekend, and as tomorrow's Memorial Day, just want to shout out and give thoughts and prayers and condolences to anyone who's lost a loved one in military service. That's what Memorial Day is about. It's not about barbecue and hot dogs and all kinds of things like that. It's about remembering those who have served and have lost their lives. So if you know someone that has, I know I have a brother-in-law who has, who lost their life in service to the country. Just remember those, okay? Remember those. So what's up, Surgers? What's up, Stiller, man? What's going on, Jay?
What's going on, man? I saw Ron's comment about storms, just kind of floating around, storms kind of all over the place, but nothing too severe in our area. So, yeah, man. I mean, you have the World Series, Women College World Series is set. I think that's the news for OU fans today as far as softball goes, Jerem, and not an easy road at all for Oklahoma. We talked about it earlier on a softball live, but when your first game is arguably against one of the best pitchers in the country in the World Series, it's not easy. And a pitcher that beat Oklahoma twice this year, 2-0 versus Oklahoma, Pickens. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a good matchup. Excited for that. That's Thursday at 1:30. So,
yeah. I see Sooner fans comment about Renaissance Fair. I have been to the Renaissance Fair once. The only time I ever go to the Castle of Muskogee is to buy fireworks. But yeah, it's not something. Where's OU baseball going?
That's tomorrow.
We find out tomorrow. So we're going to try to put some kind of content together for that. Crystal says prayers to the Duck Dynasty family. Yeah, Phil Robertson.
That's
away
sad
today.
news. Sad news, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, me and my family, when that first came out, that was one of our favorite shows. We watched it.
Great family, man. Great family.
Yeah. Sooner Cowboys. OU men's golf is in second, I think. Is that all they do is when the championship comes around, they always play well, man?
I have seen this as well, Sooner Cowboys, that OU baseball in the North Carolina regional.
What would you think about that?
Well, I mean, Jay, I've said before, I can't comment a lot on baseball until I watch more of it and look at things because it would be.
But the thing is about baseball is they're prepared as far as competition and competitive play better than they've ever been because the Big 12 isn't like the SEC in baseball. SEC's.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. And they're going to have the best pitcher in the game that they play in the first game they play, or whenever they throw Kyson Witherspoon, they're going to have the best pitcher out there.
Hey, let me also say this. I encourage everyone. I need to see how to find it. But on Sunday mornings, I don't always listen to it, but I was in my car today, and 97.1 the Sports Animal on Sunday mornings in Tulsa, anyway, the Tulsa Animal, not the Oklahoma City, I don't think. They have it's Kevin Ward that has somebody on, and they usually talk about their faith. It's on Sunday. This was an interview with Patty Gasso. It was great. It was a great interview. I encourage you to go find it, Jeremy.
Jay, you realize I was at the game. They play worship music and Christian music over the loudspeaker.
But go listen to it. It was a really good interview. I thought it was really good. So, but if anybody wants to listen, I don't know if anyone. I'm just saying. Hey, this is a good game, Sooner fan. Towns is tearing up in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable.
Who?
Towns.
They were down 20 points, Jay.
He has like 20-something points in the fourth quarter, Jeremy.
Well, it's do or die. Jay, eliminating someone is one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. You're right.
Thunder got to get it done tomorrow night.
It's a big game for the Thunder tomorrow night, Jeremy. Big game there in Minnesota.
This has been the word that's been used all over social media because in the in-game interview, Patty Gasso said it and said it's a word she made up. It's not really a word. And now everyone's taking that and going with it. Clutchness. I like Mark's word, win tuition, too.
Win tuition. I like that. Football-wise, not a whole lot to talk about this weekend. You still got the rumblings of the playoff expansion out there, but not a whole lot going on. This is kind of off topic, but heard a lot of people on the radio this weekend talking about NFL quarterbacks and Brock Purdy getting that big contract, $53 million or whatever. And a lot of people are saying they wouldn't pay $53 million for the quarterback. They just go get a worse quarterback and try to win it. Do you think Purdy's worth $53 million?
Jay, I've said this, most players aren't worth what they're getting paid.
I mean, Dak's not worth 60.
Hey, speaking of money, this is going to be way off topic. Speaking of money, do you watch any of the Savannah Banana stuff and how this franchise came to be?
Yeah. What about it?
The main guy is unbelievable.
Leadership-wise, he's really good.
He is a great leader. It is awesome.
Yeah. He is. Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my cup of tea, but I think it's more professional than like the Harlem Globetrotters. But Robert says, can you guys talk about the Power 4 agreement or whatever it is and expand on that, please? I haven't been well informed on that subject. In what regards, Robert? Robert, specifically, what would you like to know on that? And I'll get to it. Ron says, I heard Joe C took a 5% pay cut after he got the 8% raise. That's funny, Ron. He did take a pay cut. His compensation has changed. That's the best word I can use. Joe C's compensation has changed. I can't tell you what the change was. I can't tell you how much he got cut. Anything like that. So, Jay, Robert says he's not sure.
Let me read you something. Let me read you something. But Crystal says she'd take Purdy over Dak at this point. I'm with you on that for sure. So the Power, basically, from what I could find, I mean, I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of research, but officials from the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, and ACC circulating a draft of a groundbreaking and first of its kind document intended to prevent universities from using their state laws to violate new enforcement rules. And it says, in a wholly stunning concept, requires schools to waive their right to pursue legal challenges against the new enforcement entity, the College Sports Commission. Now, this was something on Yahoo Sports 5 days ago.
To give them more freedom, right?
5 days ago. What's that?
In the end, it's to give the conferences more freedom, correct?
I would think so. Now, I'm not well versed in this, Jeremy. That was off. Let me just specify, because that was off Yahoo Sports. Okay, I'm not quite sure on all the things that's going on. So I don't want to.
Maybe someone in here is a guru at that. All I know is there's so many legalities that they're trying to work around that to where there's more freedom, right?
Yeah. What do you think about
taking off the handcuffs?
Yeah. What do you think about the SEC and Big Ten wanting a guarantee of 4 teams in a playoff? Do you like that or not?
Again?
What do you think about Big Ten and SEC wanting to get an agreement where they're guaranteed 4 teams in a playoff?
They need to.
Oh, really? I disagree.
Jay, they should have 4.
I don't think you can guarantee a 4 team. They're going to get 4 probably, but why guarantee it? What if 1 year?
They didn't get 4 last year, Jay. They didn't get 4 last year.
But listen, what if 15 years down the road, the SEC is not as good and Big 12 is dominating?
That's unlikely.
But Jerm, let me say this. They're going to get 4 if they're good enough, right?
Jay, they didn't last year.
But no, this would be 4. No, listen, this would be 4 for Big 12. I mean, 4 for SEC, 4 for Big 10, and then 2 per Big 12 and ACC. So that's 12.
Correct.
Right? And then
I can add.
And then you have the other one. I think this was if they expand to 16, Jerm. This is if they expand.
You would have to put that in.
Hey, Chester, I will let you know the date as soon as it happens.
Hey Jay, if they expand to 16,
working on it.
If they expand to 16, the SEC and Big Ten have to be guaranteed 4. It's not right if it's not. I don't care what you're saying, Jay. You're wrong on that. There's more
Why?
teams. There's better
I
teams.
actually, I don't know why you would have to guarantee it. Why? If they're good enough, they'll get 4. Why do you have to guarantee it?
Were they good enough last year?
Well,
hello, are you there?
What do you mean were they good enough last year? Who else would you have put in from the SEC?
Three teams I could have thought.
Are you saying over who? Over SMU? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They should have had 4 last year. They were good enough. They didn't.
I see your point there, but
does the 16-team expansion mean?
Well, I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think it'll ever happen, but it should.
Too much money. It's doing money.
Yeah, I agree, Jay.
Way too much. Hey, we're talking about getting rid of the conference championship. They're wanting to add another a play-in game. They're wanting to add a play-in game, so there's even more money involved. Come on, they're not.
Yeah, Sooner-thron. I agree. The bigger deal is why should the Big 12 and ACC get to? Now, I think they would in that scenario.
You can get the SEC and Big 10 4. The Big 12 and ACC should get 2. Come on now.
Okay, Jay.
I know I'm going against you here, but that's fine. Hey,
I would not call myself an SEC homer. I would say with the addition of OU and Texas, it's by far the best conference. I mean, you took 2 powerhouses from another conference, yes. And the Big Ten is right there with it. The Big Ten's right there with it.
Sooner Cowboy says conference championships should be playoff games. I'm not sure about that. Lady Vols, yeah, that's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
Oh, Pickens.
It's not very often. It's not very often that you might have I mean, you could argue those are the 2 best teams. You could argue Florida and Texas is a really good matchup too, and they're opening the World Series off.
Hey, Aaron, if OU is still in the Big 12 and they were guaranteed a spot if they won, if OU was in the Big 12 and could lose 3 games and win the conference and still make the playoff, I wouldn't be saying anything. The issue when they were in the Big 12 is you weren't guaranteed to make it if you won your conference. Big 12 is guaranteed to get a team if you win the conference.
They're wanting to guarantee 2 teams.
Right. And Bevo's bodyguard, for once we finally agree. I agree, 1.5 powerhouses, OU. And then half Texas. Nah, actually, I'm unlike you, Bevo. I can say 2 powerhouses. I don't have an issue calling Texas a powerhouse. I don't have an issue with it.
Hey, Sooner-thron, I agree with
you. You have an issue because you can't admit
real quick, I agree with Sooner-thron here. If Big 12 and ACC guarantee 2, SEC Big 10 should have 4. I get it. I just think there's no reason to put limits on it or minimums on it. Just give me the 16 best teams. I don't care who they are. I don't need a limit. I don't need 2 from the Big 12. Give me the 16 best teams. Give me 1 from every conference as a conference champion.
You cannot do, Jason, what you just said is the worst thing I've ever heard in a while.
Why?
You just said, give me the 16 best teams. If that's true, then you may not get an ACC team.
And then I said, give me the conference champions and the 16 best teams. So you
16
ACC
best teams are not included in conference championships a lot of times.
Okay, you know what I mean, Jeremy.
Now, hey, yeah, 79.4 money. Robert says the top 4 teams are all on the same side of the bracket. It's going to be hard. But yeah, now here's the deal. You can move. There's some confusion here. You could go to the other side of the bracket. People don't understand that. Now, you would have to do it from the loser side. For example, if OU beats Tennessee and then they were to play Texas or Florida, the loser of that game would drop down to the other side of the bracket, loser's bracket over there.
Yeah, but you don't want to be over there either. You don't want to be over there either.
Florida did it last year. Florida lost their second game. They were not on OU side of the bracket. They came up to OU side of the bracket. Ended up playing OU to go to the Women's College World Series final.
You know who's on that other side, though.
Yeah, Kennedy. Guys, you've heard it. And it's after the only way you go to that side is you're going to have to win your first game, lose the second one. Because OU's going to play. Listen, guys. OU's playing Tennessee, and then they're playing Texas or Florida. Win or lose, they're playing Texas or Florida.
Yeah. Their first 2 games are.
Hey, I've been saying this for about a week, and you guys can mark it down right now. I think Niger and Kennedy is going to struggle more in the Women's College World Series than she has all year. The pressure is huge. She's getting $1 million.
I don't think she has pressure on her. She's at Texas Tech, Germ.
You are unbelievable.
See, you don't pressure.
She has maybe the most pressure of anyone in the whole World Series.
Disagree, Germ. I disagree on that.
She got paid $1 million to win a championship, Jason.
No, she got paid $1 million to come play for Texas Tech. That's what she got.
To win a championship.
Well, they got them the world. They've never been to the World Series. She got them there.
So you think they're happy?
No, I think they want to win it,
goal.
Germ. I don't think she just. I don't think she just has all this pressure on him.
Oh, there's enormous pressure. You're getting
$1 million. I think there's more pressure. There's more pressure on Florida, Tennessee, Texas, and OU.
I disagree, Jay.
Okay, we disagree on that. That's fine. Hey, let me open the phone lines. I'm gonna open them up.
It is pouring out here.
Really, you're in the storm right now, huh?
Yes.
There's the phone line. Open them up. Check out the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months.
Yeah, your garage is opening, Jay. Yeah, 10% off your first 3 months. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Choose the package that fits you best. This is an example shirt right here. It's March Shirt of the Month Club. It's a St. Patty's Day special. There's always a new design each and every month. You had the Memorial Day special. They'll do a July 4th shirt. Like, it's just great. 2023 first round run rule OU. And no, I don't have a shelter run. I don't have a shelter. I saw someone say it was still an investment because they got the World Series. Guys, they did not sign Nyjeri Kennedy to get to the World Series. Please. That's a horrible take. Hey, we're going to pay you $1 million. Just get us to the World Series. Everyone is trying to slay the dragon. Okay, that's the goal. They paid her $1 million to beat OU. That's what they paid. They paid her $1 million to try and knock off the dragon, OU, the one that everyone hates. Correct, Mez. Correct.
Phone lines are open. There's a call-in link if you'd like to call in and talk. We can talk whatever you want to talk about, Germ. Whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat. Open for whatever.
Sunithron. They got other people around her. They spent a lot of money in the portal, but absolutely they did expect one player to win it all. And in softball, one can almost do it.
OU men's golf, Hibble, man, working it. May win another one. That'd be great. It'd be great. Favorite cereal as a kid?
I still have it. It's in my cupboard right over there. It's
You're eating it tonight,
I'm looking at it right now. Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. Let me ask you this. Favorite cereal with milk, Fruity Pebbles. Favorite cereal dry?
I don't really eat dry cereal. Maybe Fruit Loops.
Captain Crunch, peanut butter?
Not dry. Hey, they would win their 5th championship in a row, which is no one's done it. And I'm saying right now that I think this would be the most difficult. It already was because of who they lost. And now the run that they have to have on their side of the bracket, it's the most difficult of any run that they've had in any of the years they've had a championship. Hey, Bevo's Bodyguard sounds just like Mike White. In other words, you're a baby, Bevo's Bodyguard. Wah, I'm done with you. You sit here and whine about things all the time. Beat them.
Beat him. Hey, I agree with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I agree.
Keegan Devon is not the second best pitcher. You're blinded by your puke burnt orange glasses that you're wearing, and to sit here and say that they should win, they're in their backyard. Okay, I'm sure Texas played in their backyard many a times and lost.
Whatever happened before when OU didn't win it in Oklahoma City? Why haven't they won it every year?
Hey, we can talk about this. It's not wrong because there's no other environment that can hold this in softball. Give me one. Texas can't hold it.
Even the Alabama coach after the game was like, this is great for Olympics coming in 2028. It's a great environment.
The Olympics are here, Bevo's Bodyguard. The Olympics are at Oklahoma City. There's a reason Bevo's Bodyguard.
I got one question. I understand it makes a difference, but I got one question. Why does Nebraska not win the baseball championship every year?
I don't
It's
get
in
it, Jay.
Omaha. It's in Omaha
year it's
every
in
year.
Omaha. Every freaking year it's in Omaha. What's your reason on that, Bevo? Huh? What's your reason?
Texas should never lose a Red River rivalry. It's in their backyard.
It's in their backyard. It's in their backyard.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Can't Texas softball fans buy just as many tickets as OU if they wanted to?
Correct.
How far of a drive is that from Texas to Oklahoma City, Dallas?
Couple hours.
Not very far. Not very far.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know how, but UCLA's won some, haven't they?
Hey, does Texas even have like a podcast that talks about softball?
Well, real quick. If the World Series was in San Antonio every year, OU fans would still dominate the stadium. So
now you're right. Dallas is about halfway between. It's about right in the middle.
It's true. That's true. That is a weird. I just think it's wild.
Just don't be a baby, Texas. Don't be a baby, Texas fan.
They had a chance last year to beat OU in the World Series. They had a chance.
But they lost because of the fans, Jay. What Bevo is saying is they're losing
it had nothing to do with the girl on first base hanging off the bag and getting thrown out. I mean, and nothing to do with mentally just.
Was that Mia Scott that did that?
It was Mia Scott. I mean,
they choked. Yeah. Yeah, why didn't Georgia win the SEC tournament in softball or baseball or Bama in baseball? It's really a bad take, and it makes you sound like basically what you're saying. It's a bad excuse. It's like the kid going to school and saying the dog ate my homework.
Breaking news: The Ridge near me, the Ridge is going to host it next year. Pea Ridge, Arkansas. Pea Ridge is growing, Ron. Fun fact. Not sure if you know this. Somebody, I believe, got some. Well, I from what I've heard, bought some land out in Pea Ridge.
I got a great example. It's like the kid who comes. It's like the kid who comes to school and says the dog ate his homework when he's never done homework in his life. Texas doesn't win championships in softball, so stop making excuses.
Where did they play?
There's not other venues there's a lot of softball venues, yes, but the coaches even say there's nothing like Oklahoma City. It's not possible.
Well, let me ask you this. And if you asked a lot of softball players, they'd say their goal is to make it to Oklahoma. They love the venue. But let me ask you this. Where did Texas play Ohio State this year? Do you remember where that was?
Jerry's World.
Wasn't it Jerry's World?
Maybe.
Was it?
I understand there are nice venues. There's nice venues. You can go look logistically on why Hall of Fame Stadium or Devon Field is better than all the others. And by the way, guess what? I don't make the rules. Neither does Patty Gasso or the University of Oklahoma. Please, they don't make the rules. And if that's what you want to whine about again, Texas fans, keep whining.
All I'll say is this.
Why?
Here's my thing. I understand fan bases would be mad if it's in Oklahoma every year. It's kind of like the Big 12 championship in basketball. There's a lot of people that get upset it's in Kansas' backyard. There is. I get it. Okay. But Kansas also hasn't won it every year. They've won it a lot of years. But why? I just don't understand why when the Olympics are coming in 2028, why would they pick Oklahoma City? There's all these other places in the United States and they're picking Oklahoma City. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. And it's not because there's a lot of OU players going to be on the team. It's because
Mike White's going to be asked this question the first press conference he gets there.
And that's fine.
Hey,
actually, why is it OSU won every year?
Bevo, you are dead wrong here, Bevo. I don't think Patty Grasso goes to any recruit and says, guess what? We play for a championship 30 minutes from our stadium. You know what she says? We play for a championship every year. We play for a championship every year. I guarantee you Patty Gasso doesn't say, well, we pretty much play at home in the Women's College World Series. Please. You're talking about recruiting for Patty Gasso? You think Patty Gasso is going to stoop to talking about where we play a championship? No, That's so bad, dude. That's so bad. Wah,
Now,
wah.
hey, Colby, I like Colby's question here.
Wah.
I like Colby's question. If you got it down to the World Series and then you went to 5-game series and split it, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I do think it's probably a travel cost issue. But I wouldn't have a problem with that, Colby. I like it. Home
Hey,
and home,
Jay,
like
Hall of
NBA.
Fame.
I like
Robert says Hall of Fame seats like 15,000. Do you know how much Love's Field seats?
no.
About 4,000 or 5,000. See how much bigger it is?
I don't
It's
know.
about 3 times the size of most softball.
Yeah, I'm kind of done talking about this. Let's move on.
Please.
Let's move on. I saw something in there I was going to get to. See if I can find it. Hang on.
I don't think them is about the same, Ron. I just don't. I just don't. They go to OU to win a natty. Exactly right. Let's talk OU football. What do you want to talk about, Sooner fan? Let's talk about it. Position groups, too deep. What do you want to talk about?
Let me ask you a question. Football.
Okay. Shoot.
Phone
lines are open, by the way.
Yeah, phones, wins and losses, Sooner fan says. I'm not changing right now. I'm picking 8-4. I'm picking 8-4. I hope it's better. But I can't until I see at least through the Michigan game. I got to see something.
So 8-4, and I think that's a
It
consensus.
could change after Michigan if I like or dislike something. But I think that's a kind of like a base record, 8-4. To be like they should get 8 wins.
Let me ask you this, Jay. What are the 4 losses in your opinion?
I would probably go.
If you win your home games, you're 9-3.
I'd probably go. I got Texas probably as a loss, unfortunately for me. I don't know. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but at Alabama maybe that's 2. Probably either at Tennessee or or LSU at home.
Aaron,
probably.
if they lose to Michigan, it's bad. If they lose at home to Michigan, it's bad.
9-18. Offensive line recruit Noah Best down to OU and SMU thinking BB Land. That would be great. SMU, you talk about a team that's putting together. SMU's putting together class. And they've gotten a few that people thought might
Jay,
go.
if he lands Noah Best and you just continue to look at this, the D-line and O-line the last 2 years, phenomenal recruits. On the offensive line and the defensive line, the 2 years would be phenomenal recruits.
Yeah.
Williams
I don't think
got 10-2 with the win over Texas.
I could. If OU beats Texas, then if OU beats Texas, they should at least be 9-3, at least.
Anonymous coach.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. I saw
now,
that.
Jay, we used to always go to the Reese's or the Walmart, and we would always buy Athlon Sports College Football Magazine, and we also would buy the Fantasy Football one. Colin says, in the Athlon Sports College Football Magazine, quote, and this is from an anonymous coach, it's a huge gamble that Mateer can come in and immediately acclimate to playing against the defense in this league. Good question here. Who's the best defense that John Mateer has played against, Jay?
I'd have to look at their schedule last year, but
I would too.
But I think Mateer will be fine. I don't think he's going to have like just horrible games because he's playing against good defenses. I think because you know what? How could it be any worse than last year? I mean, it's going to be a lot better. I think the bigger question is, and maybe for the chat, who's the anonymous coach that said that? Take a guess. If you had to guess, what SEC coach said that? It was an SEC coach, if I remember right. And you could Colby says Lane. Very well could have been Lane Kiffin. Kirby, Bevo says. Could have been Kirby. Brian Kelly, maybe. Jeremy said that, possibly. How about Hugh Freeze? I don't think it'd be Hugh Freeze. He's brought people from.
Would you say Washington or Oregon State was the toughest defense last year?
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
Here's what I'll say. Regardless, whoever the toughest defense was, let's not confuse some things. OU last year played some teams that were not very good defensively. Houston, Tulane. Who else would you say last?
Maine,
Temple.
Navy.
And they struggled immensely.
Bad.
I would think it would be safe to say, and we know how bad they were in the SEC. He has to be good. 29 tutties, 7 interceptions last year. I get the competition is not comparable, but
Leslie says John Mateer versus Texas Tech.
Jay, I know there's this saying that people use when you're talking about dress code. Now, I agree, modest is hottest. But there's something that people say, if you got it, flaunt it. And Mateer seems to have some stuff, Jay. As far as what?
Modest is hottest. Did somebody make a comment like that? Or
my wife's got a shirt that says modest is hottest. And my point is, if you can sling it, if you can get your head on a swivel, if you really understand the offense really well, I think he can perform at a high level against better defenses. Could it be he performs better?
It probably was Drinkwitz, by the way.
Could it be he performs better with better people around
great him? Darren, thanks for joining tonight. This is a great point.
Darren, I don't know if Darren's new here, but this is a great point.
With the one he's practicing against every day. That's very, very good comment.
And we know what that is because Jackson Arnold was scared out of his mind, it seemed like, after facing OU's defense. He got the quick trigger and happy feet, as did Hawkins. They released it really early because maybe they're scared to get hit.
I'm ready for a good year, man. OU needs a good year. This needs to be the year. I'm optimistic, man. I really am. Just want to see it live and in action in game time. I think the receiving corps has got a lot out there that they got to prove. You can talk about position groups. The receiving corps has a lot to prove after last year. Lot.
Well, Jay, it's not like they had a lot of drops last year.
Hey, real quick.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Arbuckle as much as Mateer adjusting to SEC defenses. But hey, no one even knows about the receivers last year because was it they couldn't get open? Was it their quarterback couldn't find them if they were open? Like it was just we didn't see a ton of drops.
No, but it just wasn't very good overall. Hey, brings up a good point here, Zofix. Do you remember when we had when he got hired at OU? And we had the Washington State beat writer on. Do you remember what he said what he thought was the main weakness of Arbuckle? Do you remember?
Didn't utilize the tight ends?
No, that's not it.
What was it? I can't remember.
He was pretty loud and clear about this, if I remember right. Beat writer for Washington State, watched Arbuckle for a few years, said third quarter adjustments. Do you remember that?
I do remember him saying that now.
So
in other words, he's probably can script things really well.
Yeah. So and that was just what
Wilson helped with that.
Well, that's just not say he's bad. That's just saying there's one thing he says he thinks he needs to improve upon. So I'm just repeating it. When somebody brought up Arbuckle, not scoring. What are we at here? Starts in Texas.
Wasn't the Wyoming gun their last game? And wasn't Arbuckle and Mateer?
They might have been checked out. Might have been checked out.
I think Arbuckle was checked out.
What do you think Kevin Wilson?
Sooner thinks Wilson will help with adjustments.
Where will he be on game days, you think? Wilson. What will he be doing?
I think you're better off if he's in the box because Arbuckle's going to be down on the field. I'm not making excuses. I don't give a rip at what Washington State did versus Wyoming. And the fact that you do is ridiculous. Who cares about Wyoming and Washington State game? I didn't watch it then. I'm not going to go back and watch it for tape to get what Arbuckle and Mateer are going to do. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think there's any excuses. First off, haven't even played a game yet. Well, it could have in the Ohio State game. That was
it's funny. It's funny. He's talking about excuses when he's the one over there. He probably just now stopped crying about OU playing at OKC for the softball championships. He was the one giving excuses. It's hilarious.
But here's the thing. With that argument, Texas should roll Florida, right? Because they're a lot closer to Oklahoma City than Florida. So they should win that first-round matchup against Florida. It shouldn't be a problem. It's a lot closer to their backyard. That's pretty much in Texas's backyard compared to Florida. So, hey, we'll see. You know what? I'm excited for football. I wanted to get here. Here's the thing. When softball ends and the Thunder games are over, NBA's over, it goes dead for about 2 months here. And then it ramps up. And I'm ready for it to ramp up for football season.
Hey, Jay, I think Washington State might have scored more than 20 against Arkansas. Arkansas wasn't very good defensively. Texas put 20 on them. 20. 2 tutties. Sad.
Well, Texas struggles with Arkansas historically, I think.
They also only scored 14 or 17 against A&M? Bad.
And this is key. You can't have turnovers. Yeah, he's going to be better than Arnold. I mean, the offense is going to be a lot better.
If it isn't, they're done, Jay.
Oh, absolutely, they're done.
918 says, wait, Texas didn't struggle against Wyoming in 2023. I remember it being 10-10 going to fourth. I do remember that game, 918. I do remember that.
I remember that game,
Good
too.
point, 918.
Yeah.
Okay, if they averaged, I would like to see him average 31 a game.
If they average 31 a game, how many you think that's 8-4, 9-3? What?
31 a game can be 9-3 because you're gonna have some games you're more than 31.
You're gonna have the Temples and the Maines of the world. You scored 50 or 60.
Correct.
I mean, what they averaged last year? 20 something.
I thought they were upper 20s last year. That's why I'm saying.
No, OU is probably 21 points a game.
23 maybe.
21 or 23, something like that. So they're gonna get closer to 30.
Leslie, great point. This is not Washington State. This is the University of Oklahoma. There's better players all around. Of the 6 teams,
this is easy. Let me answer this. This is easy. Easy answer here.
I already know what you're going to say.
Missouri, Texas, and I need one more.
Ole Miss.
I'd probably say LSU. I want to beat LSU.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Missouri's on there.
South Carolina too, though.
Texas. Ole Miss, I think, for me, Kiffin. But LSU would be better to beat. So,
are you a Kiffin? Hey, you don't like Kiffin?
No, I don't, Jay.
You know what? I don't mind him. Do you ever worry about that? Do you ever worry that Ole Miss do you ever sit here and think, man, Ole Miss may win a championship?
No, we've said that last year, Jay. They don't scare me to win a championship ever.
Will they ever win a football championship?
I don't know about ever, Jay. I don't see it happening soon.
918 dropping facts.
How will the SEC align?
I haven't heard. I think they're still working on it.
I think they're working on it.
They're going to probably change it.
Some of those teams that weren't supposed to be good, like a South Carolina, typically, or a Vanderbilt, have become better. Florida has been a little down. So
Would you ever want to see a 9-game conference schedule or no?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Get rid of like a Temple game or something, or Maine.
Yeah, pointless. I mean, I guess it keeps you injured.
I think it depends on if you're guaranteed to get 4 teams in the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, no need to play those again. You know, everybody's a lot of people whining about Lincoln Riley wanting to get out of that Notre Dame game. Why play it? If you're USC in the Big Ten, why? Why? I hope they play it just because I want Notre Dame. I want them to have tougher competition. But why? Why, if you're in the Big Ten or the SEC, why would you play those tough games?
You wouldn't, Jay. You don't need to. Yeah, Aaron, it is a revenge. It's a revenge series. It's actually a revenge progression. You had Alabama revenge. You will have Tennessee. Now, if Florida beats Texas, you would have Florida revenge, and then you'd be sitting pretty. If you beat Tennessee, Sam Landry can go the next game because it's 2 days. You get a day off. If you lose the first game, your pitchers have got to be elite because you're going to have to pitch several. There was a comment here I had to show, Jay. How would you rate Jordy Ball's performance? I thought she was really good. I mean, today they lose 1-0.
Yeah, she was really good. Top 5 Thunder OU football player comparisons.
I don't understand that.
I think he's saying compare like a Caruso to a football player. I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know how to answer that because, I mean, like, who's the superstar? It's John Mateer, I guess, would be like your SGA this year. I'm not sure what. Oh, USC fans want to keep playing those games. Traditions. Chuck's saying traditions.
No.
Dame, USC.
Chuck, I agree with you. I as a college football fan, I'd like to see the games. I'm just saying, as a team and as a university, why play it? Because it doesn't. When you're in the conference like the Big Ten, you're going to have so many competitive games that it might keep you out of the playoffs a few years if you lose it. Now, it could help you if you win it. So, I mean, it's a catch.
Really, winning the conference is the biggest thing. Jordy Ball, did she get on today? I know she struck out her first at bat.
She struck out a couple times against Pickens. Pickens is really good. So
get started this week, man. Hey,
that's right.
Tomorrow is Memorial Day. Tomorrow night we do have a Thunder post game after the Thunder played in game 4.
Hope it's better.
A huge game for the Thunder and Wolves, really. The Thunder win, the series is over. The Thunder lose, it's going to be a battle.
Oh, for sure. If they lose,
if you win, the series is over. You're not losing 3 straight. So
doubtful. Yeah.
Hey, just want to say thanks again to everyone who continually watches the podcast each and every night, our YouTube channel. You've got other things you can probably be doing, but you choose to sit here and banter back and forth with us, to give your takes, to all these things. We just want to say thank you. We hope everyone enjoys Memorial Day tomorrow, but most importantly, remember and honor those who have lost their lives fighting for the country. So that's the biggest thing. Thanks for the prayers for our dad.
Thanks.
We're probably going to have to move him again to another facility. Just really struggling mentally with and being belligerent and just not being himself. It's very tough to witness, but thanks for the prayers. Appreciate everyone that's on here each and every night. Hit the like before you leave. It really helps our channel. Also, check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com and sign up for that Shirt of the Month Club. You will not be disappointed. And we'll catch you all tomorrow night.